Alright, guys. So this was on Goose Breeds. This is going to be a little bit kind of a shorter one. Most breeds of domestic goose have been developed for meat, although some have been developed for their odd appearance. The Sebastopol, for instance, has curly feathers that look like a misguided perm. Nearly every breed has a tufted version, meaning that the geese have a puff of extra feathers on top of the head. No breed of goose lays as prolifically as a duck, and although a single goose egg makes a formidable omelet, the eggs are more often used for hatching or for creating craft items such as decorative jewelry boxes. Some backyard fanciers prefer geese that are not truly domesticated, such as the diminutive and dauntless Egyptian and the celebrated Canada. Being native to North America, Canada geese require a permit from the United States Fish and Wildlife Service to be kept in confinement. That's right. African. The African is a graceful goose with a knob on the top of its head and a dewlap under its chin. The brown variety, with its black knob and bill and a brown stripe down the back of its neck, is more common than the white variety with orange knob and bill. Being fairly calm, Africans are easy to confine and tend not to wander. They mature to weigh about 18 to 20 pounds. If you are raising geese primarily for meat and are concerned about the fat content, select African or Chinese geese, both of which naturally have less fat than other breeds. Chinese. The Chinese or China goose is similar in appearance to the African but lacks the dewlap. It comes in both white and brown. In contrast to the typical goose honk, this breed emits a higher-pitched doink that can be piercing if the bird is upset or irritated. This breed is most commonly used commercially as weeders. Because Chinese geese are both active and small, they do a good job of seeking out emerging weeds while inflicting little damage on established crops. Thanks to their light weight and strong wings, they can readily fly over inadequate fence. Chinese geese are the best layers among geese and produce a high rate of fertile eggs even when breeding on land rather than on water. They grow up relatively fast but are the smallest of domestic geese, reaching a mature weight of only 10 to 12 pounds. Emden, E-M-B-D-E-N. The Emden most often matures to 20 to 25 pounds but can weigh up to 30 pounds. Because of its size and white feathers, the Emden is the most popular goose to raise for meat. In Europe, this breed was traditionally plucked throughout its life as a perpetual source of down for comforters and pillows. But the plucking of live geese is now considered inhumane. The yellow goslings have patches of gray down when they hatch, and some people claim they can distinguish female from male goslings by their higher ratio of gray to yellow. All right, and there's the African goose, and there's the Chinese goose. And there's the Emden goose, right there, that one. All right, the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim goose is only slightly larger than the Chinese. It is the only domestic breed of goose in which the male and female mature to be different colors. The male is white like an Emden, and the female is gray like a Toulouse. Because of this plumage pattern, Pilgrim hatchlings may be distinguished by sex on the basis of their down color. The males are yellow and the females are gray. In recent years, however, this distinction seems to be breaking down, as some flocks reputed to be pilgrims produced white birds of both sexes. Pilgrims weigh 12 to 14 pounds at maturity and will fly over a fence when attracted to something from the other side. The Toulouse. The Toulouse goose, named for a town in France, is the common barnyard goose. It has gray plumage set off with white feathers underneath. The Toulouse goose has been developed in two distinct populations: the common barnyard or production. Toulouse matures to a weight of 18 to 20 pounds. The more massive giant or dewlap Toulouse matures to weigh 20 to 26 pounds. And this is the one in the middle, right there. That's the Pilgrim. And that right there is the Toulouse. And let me see. There's another one called feed conversion. A typical feed conversion rate for meat ducks is 1 to 2.5 to 3 pounds, meaning that each duck gains 1 pound of weight for every 2.5 to 3 pounds of feed it eats. The feed conversion rate for geese is 1 to 2 to 3 pounds. The older the birds get, the higher the feed conversion rate, creating a trade-off between economical meat and more of it. To improve the conversion rate, commercially raised waterfowl are encouraged to eat continuously by being kept under lighting 24 hours a day, which definitely is not healthy for them, and having their feed troughs topped off several times a day. At the same time, they are discouraged from burning off calories by being confined to a limited area. So that is definitely not healthy. So, alright, so that was on the Goose Breeds, and I'm going to go ahead and stop that one real quick, and I'll get this one up there, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. Bye, guys.